his ex-wife, waitress Gloria Peters, for stealing belongings from his home. Gloria says she didn't do it.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 524 on the calendar in the matter of Peters versus Peters. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Peters, the defendant is your former wife.
Correct.
How long were you married?
6 years, I believe.
And you have a child?
Yes.
Shh. One child?
Yeah.
How old is your child?
13.
How long have you been divorced?
Since 96.
Are you remarried?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you remarried?
No, ma'am.
According to your complaint, Mr. Peters, you were being a nice guy and a good ex-husband and a good father, at least with regard to this incident, because Mrs. Peters was moving. She needed a place to stay because you had sold a house. You had to move. You called your former husband and told him about your situation. He and his wife were going to be away. He told you could come and stay in his house. Is that right?
They weren't away. He was living out of the country.
He wasn't there.
That's correct.
And he said, until your new place is ready, you can come and stay in my house.
That's correct, Your Honor.
With our son. Very nice of him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because, Mrs. Peters, by the time this case is over, you and I are going to know each other very well. And I want you to disabuse yourself of any inclination not to tell me exactly what happened. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because there are certain things that make sense and there are certain things that don't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. Do we understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. According to your complaint, Mr. Peters, what was supposed to be a couple of weeks turned out to be a little bit longer than that, but it was okay with you.
Correct.
You were not home at the time, but when you came home, you found a substantial number of items missing from your house.
Yes.
What items were missing from your house, Mr. Peters, that were there when Mrs. Peters and your son moved in?
The built-in dishwasher was missing.
Dishwasher?
The stove was missing. The built-in microwave cabinet was missing. My bedroom set was missing. The vacuum cleaner was missing.
So we have a dishwasher, stove, a microwave cabinet, a bedroom set. Bedroom set consisting of bed and what?
Just with a mattress and frame and the bed itself.
So we're not talking about a bedroom set, we're talking about a mattress.
Correct.
Okay. Anything else?
I had some heirlooms originally when we got divorced that she had, and I wanted them to stay within the family. And a couple other times she had been at my house and saw the broiler, and she wanted to take that, so I let her use that. Then when I did go to her house to help her move things into storage...
You're getting away from me, sir.
Well, I'm saying all this was missing, and she had sold it in a garage sale.
Well,
My vacuum cleaner, my broiler, and...
were there other things that were missing from the house, or is that the list of things that was missing when you came home?
That's...
Pretty much it?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are his things?
Your Honor, we did not remove any of those things from the home.
I didn't ask you whether you removed them from the home.
I do not know where the items are.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
When you moved into his house, was there a dishwasher there?
Yes, there was.
When you left his house, was there a dishwasher there?
Yes, Your Honor, there was.
When you moved into his house, was there a stove?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you moved out of his house, was there a stove?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I assume if I asked you all the rest of these questions about all the rest of the items, you would tell me they were there when you moved in and there when you moved out.
That's correct.
What date did you move out?
December 10th.
And what date did you come home?
January 6th.
And what did you do when you moved out?
We took some of our possessions that we could. In fact, we did leave possessions in the home as well. My son's futon, a TV, some other items, because we did not have a moving truck to move them.
Yes.
And whether or not those items were still there or not, I'm not. They were there when we left as well. I took my son's clothes, their computer for school.
When you came home, was there any evidence of a break-in?
No, Your Honor.
Was the front door locked?
No, Your Honor, it was unlocked.
It was unlocked. And you personally saw that. You were the one who entered your house first.
Yes.
What did the house look like?
It was a disaster, Your Honor. There was about 200 pounds of dog poop all over the house. Urinated all over the carpets.
Who has dogs?
Dog food. She has a dog and a cat. It's about the dog was in the
Let's go!
My dog was with me.
I can see my future in and it's looking bright. Not used to the light, I was born at night, but I'm used to a fight, not a new sight. Left, right, hair, body, roll the dice. No regrets when I finally leave. I'll finally be the final, be a better me. My destiny is to invest in me, a quest to be the best. Yeah, I let you free from a world that's been feeling so wounded. I got dreams and they feel so lucid. I got dreams that they think are stupid. It's alright, sit back cause I do this. I don't take this life for granted. My mind's expanding. It's time for a fight, command of the war. I want more, yeah, I said I want more. Took a life full of hooks, time to even the score.
Life left, so I gotta make it count. Two bloody hands work hard just to build it now. More doubts in my head try to tear me down, but I won't let it show. Falling, scaring me alone through the struggle now. 5 toes dangle off the edge, don't look down. 6 feet deep, where will I leave when I'm underground? I don't know. Let's go, but watch me go.
Take a deep breath in, can you feel that? That's 1 in a billion, wait 1 in a trillion. A life that's been given, a life that's worth living. I don't wanna miss it, I'll get up and get it. Cause I got a vision, I got ambitions, I've got the energy, I'm on a mission. Passion and purpose, they light the ignition. I made a decision, so listen up. I'm here to take a stance. You cannot keep me down, taking from underground. I'm here to take a chance, never down for the count. I'll go another round. Do you believe? I can achieve, I'll do it for me. I wanna be free, I have to be free. So get up your knees, stand up and believe. I don't need money, I don't need fame. That shit is all coming as soon as I change. Take a step forward, the path is the same. 1 step at a time, pursue all the pain. I just need me, I need belief. These gatekeepers try to keep me from a dream. A game made of gold, all money and souls. I'll never give up till I rip through their walls. I'll take the risk, I'll take the hits. The bigger the gamble, the bigger the win. Like Chester, it's crawling through all of my skin. Adrenaline pumping, I'll push to the end. Doesn't even matter, we all die in the end. No happily ever after, fuck yeah, it all matters. We all die, but my soul takes a whole new chapter.
1 life left, so I gotta make it count. 2 bloody hands work hard just to build it now. 3 more doubts in my head try to tear me down, but I won't let it show. Falling, scaring me alone through the struggle now. 5 toes dangle off the edge, don't look down. 6 feet deep, what will I leave when I'm underground? I don't know, but watch me go.
I don't see any reason why your nephew would lie, do you?
No, I'm not saying he's lying.
Oh, you're not saying he's lying? Well, he just said that you told everybody that they could
Not
come and take what they
in
want.
those exact words, no, Your
Those
Honor.
are pretty much the exact words. It was an open house.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
Stopped by my house and he asked my neighbors where I was and he was looking for me and he was flipping out like, where have you been? I see all these boxes outside. I thought you were moving out. I thought you were skipping town on me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Thomas Peters claims ex-wife Gloria Peters stole belongings from his home while he was on vacation. Thomas says she cleaned him out.
You have photographs of this house, the way the house looked?
Yes, ma'am. I have
I'd like to
before
look at it.
and after pictures, both. And the before picture is actually from a real estate company in September, and she moved in October. So and left in. Those are the before, and these are the after.
Well, before it was a nice house.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I could see the plumbing is gone. All the light fixtures are gone. Ceiling fans are gone.
Carpets destroyed.
The plumbing under the sink is gone. Oh my God.
The front door and the bedroom on my other one's house.
Yes, I went over there and found my stuff in her sister's house. When I walked in, she exactly what I found.
You're not a nice person.
Let's go!
Judgment for the plaintiff, and you're not
I can see my future and it's looking bright. Not used to the light, I was born at night, but I'm used to a fight, not a new sight. Left, right, hair, body, roll the dice. No regrets when I
I've been in
find.
and out of court for the past 10 years.
Just trying to get her to admit what she did was wrong.
I did not take the items.
I walked in and everything was gone. Tried to turn on the lights. There's no lights. There's no light fixtures. There's nothing.
Assistant Charvette Cross is suing her former friend, maintenance man Devin Davis, for vandalizing her car and for an assault.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 128 on the calendar, the matter of Cross versus Davis.
Thanks, Mark.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Cross, the defendant is a former boyfriend of yours, and it is your claim that after some disagreement last New Year's Eve, he vandalized your car and later assaulted you. Mr. Davis says he did neither. So you had been his girlfriend for a while. You went to a party.
I was never his girlfriend. We were just friends.
You went to a party together?
Yes.
New Year's Eve?
Yes.
According to you, you were dancing with somebody else and he got annoyed?
Yes.
So take it from there.
All right. We went together as friends. I started dancing with someone else. 2 minutes into the dancing, he came up and pulled me on my arm and said he needed to talk to me. I told him I would talk to him when I was done dancing. He continued to stand there. Once I did finish dancing, I asked him what did he want, and he told me why was I here dancing with someone else, and that's when I told him, why would you ask me that? We're just here as friends. You're not my boyfriend, and I can do what I want to do. And he kind of shoved me and he walked away. I didn't see him anymore that night at the club. I left about an hour and a half later. When I did arrive in front of Devin's building, I noticed he was...
You went back to his building. Why?
Because my van was parked there. I left it there and we got a cab because I didn't want to be drinking and driving.
So you went back to his place to pick up your car?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And that's when I noticed he was outside in front of it. And as we pulled up, the lights, when it shined on the vehicle, it's when he ran into his building. And that's when I noticed that the tires were slashed, the first thing I noticed, and the windows were busted. And I ran into the building after him.
Okay. So when you got up to the building, you saw him standing near your car,
when
near your van.
we were pulling up.
You saw him standing near your van?
Yes.
You didn't see him doing anything to your car?
Well, he was motioning. I couldn't exactly see.
You didn't see him doing it? Just answer my question.
No.
Right. And then you saw him run into the building?
Yes.
Next.
And that's when my witness, she got out of the car because I couldn't get in the building, and I was buzzing and bamming, and then finally a neighbor walked out of the building, and that's how I got in. But there was another door that I couldn't get through, so I stood there and I buzzed his buzzer, and that's when I noticed the defendant looking up from the basement through the windows, and finally someone else did come out, and that's how I got in, and I confronted him then.
Where did you go to confront him?
Right inside the entrance of the doorway. It's in the hall.
Go ahead.
I asked him, why did you do that to my vehicle? And he didn't answer me. I grabbed his shirt, and he kind of pushed me and told me not to touch him, and I continued to grab his shirt, and it's when he swung, and he hit me, and I hit him back.
When did you get him in a headlock?
When we were in the altercation.
Just a minute. According to your complaint, madam, he pushed you, you pushed him.
Yes.
That's what you say. You have to get your story straight. And then you say at some point you got him in a headlock.
Yes.
And what happened when you got him in a headlock?
I punched him. I punched him in the face.
Yeah. So, and then what happened?
And that's when my witness came up and she kind of broke it up.
So why are you suing him for assault?
Because he hit me first. I only grabbed his shirt.
That's touching him. You can't grab his shirt.
Okay.
I mean, okay. You grabbed him. He, according to you, pushed you away. You grabbed his shirt again.
Yes.
Why?
Because I wanted to know why he did that to my vehicle.
Why didn't you just go call the police?
I did.
Why didn't you call the police first before you put your hands on him?
I was upset.
Sure. Can't sue him for assault. You touched him first. Got him in a headlock and then punched him in the face. Then he hit you back. If he did it at all, he says he didn't do anything. Is this your witness?
Yes, it is.
Step up here. Tell me your name.
Kanaiza Mutiva.
You were with her when you got home from the club?
Yes.
You didn't see him doing anything to the car?
I saw a shadow of someone running towards the building, but I didn't know. We actually met at the club, she and I did. So when we pulled up, I didn't know whose house we were in front of. We just pulled up, someone ran, and she ran out of the car.
When you say you saw someone, it was a person that you could not identify. You couldn't see their face?
It was like 1:30 in the morning. It was a male.
So you couldn't see their face,
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Could you see what they were wearing? Or was it too dark?
It was very dark, but I also didn't know that there was anything wrong at the time when I saw someone
That's not what
running.
I'm asking. I'm asking
It was dark and I didn't see what they were wearing.
And you were in the car with the plaintiff?
Yes.
How is it that your witness couldn't see the face of the person and you could?
Because I was looking at my vehicle as we were coming up. I was paying attention to my vehicle because that's where we were going to.
I was also in the back seat of the car.
All right, Mr. Davis, now you tell me your version of these events, sir.
Well, me and Charvette went out to a club called The Zone. She asked me to use my cell phone. That's how everything else happened. I was talking to a friend. I gave her my cell phone. Then later on, I asked for my cell phone. I forgot that I gave it to her. That's when I seen her dance on the floor with the two guys and my phone. So I pulled her to the side, asked her for my phone back, asked her what she was doing. She's supposed to be with me. She said that we were just dating, not my boyfriend. So I got my cell phone back. So I went to another part of the club, and she went her way. And I went home. But before I went home, it took about maybe half an hour just to get a cab, and I wasn't able to get one right away. So I went home, changed my clothes, because everybody wanted to know how was the evening.
You went home because the evening was over?
Right. It was like 2 in the morning when everything shut down.
Oh, so what'd you change your clothes for?
I was done. It was time to go home.
Why did you change your clothes? It was done, time to go home. Why do you go home and change it? You put on your pajamas? Into what did you change? Did you put on your jammies? Did you put on a new pair of jeans? What did you put on?
I just put on regular clothes.
Where were you going?
What happened was that when I went home, I changed my clothes. I went downstairs in my apartment building because everyone wanted to know how was the evening.
So you were going to meet up with some other people?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
As I went downstairs to tell my friend what happened, there were some police officers there. So they told me, go back. So I went back to my apartment. And then when I went to my apartment, there was some police officers driving in the parking lot, shining their lights. I went to the manager, asked him what was going on. He was saying something about someone was damaging their vehicle.
And you didn't know anything about that?
No.
Were you arrested?
No.
Did you file a police report?
Yes, I did.
Can I see it, please? Is this the only report that you have?
Yes, it is. They said that because it was not an emergency and because it was the New Year's, that they could not dispatch another one out. I would have to wait 2 hours, and I live in another city, and there was nowhere for me to wait.
So you did not wait until the police arrived, is that right?
No.
You did not wait. So when it says here, victim states that when she confronted the suspect about the damage, he hit her, causing a split lip and a bruise to her face, that's something you reported over the telephone?
Yes, it is.
You have photographs?
I have photographs of my vehicle, yes.
I'm not interested in your car. I'm interested in your face.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I also did have to get a harassment order because the defendant continued to call me the next day as if nothing ever happened. He called and said, "What's up? What are you doing?"
Have you used any drugs at this club that you went to?
And later today...
What kind of furniture are we talking about, sir?
We're just talking about regular furniture I have.
Regular furniture, as opposed to irregular furniture. What furniture?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charvette Cross says, after an argument at a club, former friend Devin Davis vandalized her car and assaulted her. Devin says Charvette punched him first.
Ms. Cross, I'm not satisfied with your story. Doesn't make sense to me that someone is assaulted, has their face bashed in, has their car totaled, slashing all 4 tires, breaking all 4 windows, breaking the rear view mirror, interior lights, breaking headlights, ripping off the bug visor, and slashing the upholstery, doesn't wait for the police to arrive, especially if she can identify the perpetrator. So I'm not going to make that judgment now. That's what you do. You wait for the police to arrive. Police take a statement, they take his statement, they take witnesses' statements, they render a police report. That's of some help to me. He says he didn't do it. She says she couldn't see who was standing there.
Your Honor, when we was inside the building and after she broke up the fight and I asked him why did he do it, she was standing there and she can witness to what he said.
Oh, well, I'm waiting to hear that. What did he say?
He admitted that he did it.
No. What did he say?
He said that he did it. He said he was sorry he did it. He never explained why he did it.
Now I come back to you. So far, this witness has been honest with me. The witness has said to me, I couldn't see who the person was who was standing outside. She didn't lie. She said it was dark. Couldn't see their clothing. I couldn't see their face. That's honest. She could have just as easily said to me, I saw it was him, right?
True.
Then why do you think she would lie to me now when she says that you did it, you would acknowledge that you did it, and said you were sorry? Why do you think she would lie about that?
Well, first of all, I didn't do anything, and I don't know why she said that.
No, I'm asking you, why do you think she would lie about one thing and not another?
I have no idea.
You don't?
No.
And you never got into a physical altercation with Miss Cross at all that evening? Physical?
No, not really physical, no.
Not, what do you mean not really physical? What does that mean, not really physical?
When she came in and pushed my buzzer, I wasn't able to buzz her in because it was broken, so I had to come downstairs. When I come downstairs, I spoke to Charvette through the glass door because she was angry. Are you, what? I said, what's going on? That's when she came out the car. So I'm still behind the glass. I didn't go nowhere. I was like, what is you talking about? Well, I know you did this, I know you did that. I said, no, not me. And that's when she swung at me. Because both of them left. They left the premises, went back toward the car. Took off.
Now I'll look at the damage to your car.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
First of all, he wasn't truthful. His friend was never with us, and I never used his cell phone when we were at the club. Another thing, he just stated that I swung at him, but he was behind the glass door. Why would I swing at a glass door that's closed?
I gotcha. I want you to think very hard, madam, about what he said to you about the damage to the car.
I remember him saying that he felt bad that he did it. I was waiting for a why, and that's all I ever heard her say. I'd also like to say that the only reason I went in the building was because I saw the struggle. He wasn't behind a door. They were struggling, and I ran in there.
Okay, let me see the estimate to fix this van.
May I say something else, Your Honor? At the time that the car was damaged, I still had Christmas gifts in there, and nothing was taken out of it. Brand new bikes and presents, and nothing was stolen.
And it's not a very nice neighborhood.
I also did have to get a harassment order because the defendant continued to call me the next day as if nothing ever happened.
What did he say when he called you?
Well, he called and said, "What's up? What are you doing?" As if nothing had ever happened the night before, which I found very, very strange. And I told him, you know, don't call me anymore. Are you going to pay for my vehicle? He said, well, I'll pay for half because I do feel bad about it. And that's when I said, that's not okay with me. I didn't do half the damage. I don't feel that you should only pay for half.
Did you use any drugs at this club that you went to?
No, but we did smoke marijuana before we went.
What about him?
Yeah, he did.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $2,732. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I told him we were only friends, and obviously he wanted more than that.
They didn't see me do it. I was nowhere around.
He totally lied.
Kathy Pogue and her daughter, 18-year-old student Dana Pogue, are suing Dana's sister, 20-year-old caregiver Nina Hawk, and her husband, 22-year-old inventory specialist John Hawk. Catherine and Dana say the couple owe for babysitting fees, the value of a couch, and money taken from a bank account. The Hawks are countersuing for 3 months of living expenses.
Order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 135 on the calendar in the matter of Pogue versus Hawk. You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mrs. Pogue, this young lady is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your other daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're the
Husband.
Let's deal with your daughter's lawsuit first, because I think that might be easier. You are suing your sister because you claim when you were living with her, she had promised to pay you for babysitting.
Yes, ma'am.
And she didn't.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
18.
How old were you when you were living with your sister?
18.
When did you start to live with your sister?
The middle of February.
Why?
I was kicked out of my father's house.
because I did not get along with my new stepmother. So Nina and her husband said that it would be fine for me to move in with them.
How long had you been living with your father?
I moved in with my father when I was 15.
Prior to that, you had lived with your mother?
Yes.
Why did you leave your mother's house?
Me and my mom didn't really get along at the time.
Now, what was your living arrangement with your sister?
At the beginning, we lived in an apartment, and I had my own room. And then after that, we moved into a bigger house, so I still had my own room.
Okay. Were you paying any expenses?
Yes. Actually, no, I had them under my name. I had the cable under my name and the telephone under my name, but they were paying it.
So you were not paying any expenses in the house?
No, because I was still going to school. And
the answer is you were not. You were 18, but not paying any expenses in the house. Yes. Were you getting any money from your mother and father?
No.
Who was giving you spending money?
My sister.
And how many months did you live with her?
3 months, I think, exactly.
Is that right?
3.5 months.
So for 3.5 months, you lived while you were legally an adult, 18. You're living with your sister. You're not paying rent. You're not paying for food.
No,
you're not paying for transportation. And if you had to go to a movie or something, if you wanted to go to a movie or out with friends.
I paid for it.
I never asked her to pay for it.
Did she ever give you any spending money? I mean, I can't believe that in 3.5 months you didn't say, could I have $5 or could I have $10 or...
Bought her clothes, gave her money. Yes, I gave her $50 one time, $30 another just for spending money, paid for her boutonniere for her prom, bought her pants, bought her a whole outfit, bought her food for a bird. She neglected to tell me the last month her bird was without food and it died. But besides that, I paid it all.
So why would you sue her for babysitting occasionally for her children?
Because it was a verbal agreement that she said she would give me $110 from her financial aid for going to school to watch her daughter.
During the summer if I worked, and she made me almost lose my job. I had only worked there a week and a half, and she bailed out on me every single time I asked her to babysit during that only week and a half that she lived with me and I worked.
I'm not going to bother with your babysitting claim, so now you can sit down. You should say thank you to your sister and forget it. All right, now let's get to your claim. There came a time when you wanted to use a bank account that was your daughter's. And you put money into a bank account that was in her name and her husband's?
Just my name.
Just your name?
She opened the account for me, Your Honor.
She couldn't get an account anywhere else. It was a favor.
But then, when you moved that account, there were some outstanding checks, I gather, or outstanding debits, and they took part of the balance that belonged to your mother. You acknowledge that?
Yes.
How much did they take that belonged to you?
$134.77, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you are clearly owed that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. She did not give me a chance to pay it, though.
All right, $134.77.
We called twice, Your Honor, and her husband said to me
after
on the
offering
phone,
to make payments.
no, before I even had any chance to say anything else, her husband said to me, quote unquote, take me to court.
Lick my Your Honor.
And that was very unbelievable.
Yeah, it sure is. Not the way to speak to somebody, sir. I'm just telling you. There's no excuse for that.
She called. She called my mom's house because we didn't have a phone at the time, and told my mom what happened. So I think it was like 4 days later. I called her Colette.
He said, "I hear you're going to take me to court."
No, just please.
Okay.
And I said, "I hear my mom tells me you're going to sue me for money that was taken out of your account to cover our other account." And she said yes. And I said, and she wanted the money by the 1st. She said it was part of her rent money. And I said, I don't know if I can give you all that money by the 1st because my rent's also due. And she said that wasn't acceptable. She needed her money and that I was going to stiff her. And I said, well, then you have to then sue me.
No, I'm telling you, sir, that what you said to her was uncalled for.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, good. Then I don't have to yell at you anymore.
Also, Your Honor, he told me that I couldn't see my granddaughter anymore.
He's an idiot.
Well, if you weren't smoking pot and drinking alcohol and everything else.
Stop.
Maybe I'd allow it.
Please, I am not getting into this. Let me just take care of the money, please.
Yes.
You want to fight with each other? Do it outside.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your Honor.
Listen to me. Shouldn't say anything else that is going to make any situation worse.
And later today.
They dressed shamelessly and makeup, and they were hellions. We're 9 and 11 going on 17.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Pogue and her daughter Dana Pogue say Dana's sister, Nina Hawk, and her husband John owe for babysitting fees, a couch, and stolen money.
You have some nonsense here about a couch that you say you loaned to your daughter and she sold.
Yes, ma'am.
You sure you want to get into that?
Ma'am, that was the agreement between her and I.
What was the
okay, I had a pretty good sized house, and I was going to move closer to my job.
Go ahead. What year was this?
The beginning of the year 2000.
All right. You said take one of my couches.
I said take both the sofa and the love seat. Please keep them in your control. If you decide to get rid of them, please, I would like them back. Or if you decide to sell them, this is how much I would like for them, because she said that her friend had expressed an interest in buying them. Come to find out, I asked her about them, and she said, oh no, Danielle has them in storage. And I said, oh, well then was Danielle going to buy them? And she said, Danielle already gave me the $350. And I said, well, then why didn't you give it to me? She said, well, I needed to use it at the time. And I said, okay, I understand that, but that was the agreement that you agreed to pay for them.
Go ahead.
This woman talks to me on a
No.
daily basis.
Talk to me about the couches.
She knows exactly what happened. When I was 17, April, she moved out to live with her boyfriend in Vancouver. She left me half the furniture. I've still got the buffet table, the sewing machine, never said anything about payment. I never expected this. I sold it to a friend of mine a year later. I was evicted a week and a half after she moved out because she hadn't paid 4 months' rent.
Okay, when your mother moved, who remained in the house with you?
My boyfriend and his best friend had to move in and help pay expenses.
Just a second. So it was just you and your boyfriend?
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close.
Forget the couches. Judgment for the plaintiff on your claim for $134.77. Let me deal with your counterclaim for a moment.
Okay.
And it will take only a moment.
Okay.
Your sister moved in with you, and your counterclaim is that your mother should pay for the 3 months that your sister lived with you.
She offered to help pay out and never paid a dime to help.
Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you did not have what I consider a real contract with your mother, your sister she certainly is under no obligation to pay anything for your sister who had turned 18. So you want to tell me what financial contract you allege with your mother with regard to your sister's support?
Not anything in writing, just verbally that she said she'd help out whenever she could and
Helping out whenever she could is not a contract.
Yeah.
Because she can't. Because she's going to tell you that she can't. All right, so your counterclaim is dismissed, and on your claim you have $134.77.
Okay.
Listen, I don't know what caused all of this animus all of a sudden, because it sounds to me as if, despite its dysfunctional nature, the family had been working reasonably well.
I love both my daughters dearly, Your Honor.
Well,
Your Honor, may I ask you something?
who are you?
I talked to Mr.
No, how are you related to these people?
He lives with me, Your Honor.
I'm
And he spoke with John about the money owed.
I'm the other person that was on the account. It was my money also.
Just a second.
I've got proof that it
Are you
wasn't.
related to any of these people in any way?
No, Your Honor.
Then I don't want to hear from you.
They tried to say it was his.
Love your show, by the way.
Good. I love your silence.
Your Honor.
Listen to me. Shouldn't say anything else that is going to make any situation worse.
Your Honor, I had no intention of doing that. I would like to tell you that the babysitting thing was, Dana did want to go out and get a job. They told her, no, please, we will pay you for babysitting. That was how that all came about.
Ms. Polk, let me tell you something.
I understand.
If an 18-year-old moves in with a sister and her husband, and there isn't a lot of money floating around, it seems anywhere there's not a lot of money floating around, and it does cost money to have another human being in your house.
Yes.
I am positive that they extended themselves in certain ways financially.
That's probably
in order
true,
to
yeah.
have your daughter, her sister, living with them. Whether it's for a pair of shoes or a pair of sneakers or something for graduation or an outfit or $5 to go to the movies or whatever.
And
there shouldn't have been an issue. There shouldn't even have been an issue with regard to this suit by your daughter.
And I
That's all.
understand that.
So let's not say any more. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $134.77. That's all.
Thank you,
Parties
Your
are
Honor.
excused. You may step out.
They just don't understand that family is family.
I'm really sorry it had to come to this.
Basically, they've run out of people to borrow money from because they burnt all their bridges, and that's what this is really about.
I don't understand why it happened.
I called him up, asked him if he wanted to handle it like a man and make payments, and he said no, take me to court.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Martin versus Harrington. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Dana Martin is suing former friend, 20-year-old student Robin Harrington, for the cost of 2 tickets to a Britney Spears concert.
Don't get comfortable, Bert. Now have everybody sit down.
Okay, have a seat. Don't get comfortable.
Right.
Have a seat. Have a
Mr.
seat.
Martin, you purchased a couple of concert tickets for Britney Spears' concert, and you say you bought them for the defendant who said she wanted to go. Now she changed her mind, and you say you're stuck with the tickets, and you want her to pay the $250 for the tickets.
That's correct.
Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. When is the concert?
21st.
So the concert hasn't happened yet.
No, ma'am.
And she said, sure, get me a couple of tickets. You told her that the concert was in Chicago. Is that right?
That's correct.
Right.
No, ma'am. I told her we had gotten tickets in February for the concert in Chicago, and they were really bad seats behind the stage, so I sent those back. So we said that we would get tickets to the concert in Indianapolis when they went on sale. And she said, purchase me 2 tickets, so I did.
Just a second. Did you know that the concert was in Indianapolis?
No, I didn't.
Where did you think the concert was?
In Chicago.
Is that what they originally told you?
Exactly. He didn't tell me it was Indianapolis until he wanted me to pay for them.
All right. Where are the tickets now?
They're here.
How many people are going?
4.
Did you try to sell those 2 tickets?
I tried to get rid of them, but I couldn't.
But those are real good seats.
Yeah, they're really good seats.
Put them on eBay. Somebody's going to buy them. You pay $250 for them?
Right.
And they're...
No, I paid 100.
Go ahead.
I paid $170 for them, but I don't feel that I should have to exhaust myself trying to sell these tickets when we had an agreement that she was going to pay for these tickets.
Very good. Put them on eBay, sir. You got rid of the ones that were in Chicago because you said they weren't good enough seats. So you got real good seats this time?
We sent it. Yeah, we sent it.
Just a second. You got real good seats?
Yes, we did.
Put them on eBay. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She'd already made a decision before she even came to the stand.
It was an open and shut case.
She wanted to get the best seats possible for a Britney Spears concert, and that's what we did.
I didn't agree to go to Indianapolis. I agreed to go to Chicago.
We didn't change the location of the venue. She was well aware of the location of the venue.
I didn't even want to go to see Britney Spears. I wanted to go to Chicago, so I shouldn't have had to pay.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Epps versus Ward. Step forward, please.
24-year-old bus driver Matisha Epps is suing her former friend, 22-year-old college student Melinda Ward, for an unpaid loan for a car.
Well, there's certain things, Miss Epps, in your complaint that I understand and some that I'm a little confused about. So let me start with what I do understand. You tell me if I'm correct. This was a friend of yours?
No, this is my cousin's girlfriend.
But she was a friend of yours?
Yeah.
And she wanted to buy a car?
Yes.
And she asked you for a loan for the down payment on the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wrote out a check for the dealership for how much money? $2,500?
$2,500.
And you post-dated the check?
Yes, Your Honor.
She said to you, according to your complaint, don't worry, by the time the date comes when the check is going to be deposited, I will have enough money so that I'll give it to you and the check will be covered.
No, Your Honor. She's supposed to pay it to the finance company.
So she was going to pay it herself so that they would never cash your check?
Exactly, Your Honor.
Well, she didn't do that.
No.
And they cashed your check?
Exactly.
And you were forced to make good on that check?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Ward says she called you before the time that they cashed your check and told you to put a stop payment on the check because she wasn't going to be able to come up with the money.
Yes, my ex-fiance called Matisha Epps a week prior to October 21st and asked her to place stop payment on the check. For whatever reason, she didn't do so.
Just a second, because you weren't going to have the money?
Yes.
Did he ever call you?
Yes, Your Honor, he did.
And what did he say when he called you?
He told me that they weren't going to have the money yet, and so I could put a stop payment on the check.
And why didn't you do that?
It was just like a couple of days in advance. I don't believe it was a week in advance. It was just like maybe a couple of days in advance when he called and told me that they weren't going to have the money. And by the time that I called the bank, it was too late. They had posted the check.
But he called you before?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you stop payment on it? Why didn't you call immediately that day?
I work 6 days a week and I work long hours.
If you work 6 days a week and long hours, it would seem to me that $2,500 is important to you. So now I understand, and I understand that you made the call. Did you, in fact, buy that car? Is not an answer.
Okay. Yes, I did buy the car.
Good. So you got the benefit of her $2,500, is that right?
Yes.
So what difference does it make? What are you? Are you stupid? Is he stupid? If you said to me I couldn't afford to buy the car, and I didn't buy the car, but you bought the car using her $2,500, and now you don't think that you have to pay her back?
Well, had she have placed stop payment on the check, I wouldn't have even had the car.
Just a second. You're some piece of work. Now, what kind of moral character do you think that I believe that you have because you didn't pay her back the $2,500?
I tried.
What do you mean you tried? What does that mean you tried?
Well, after the check went through, my ex-fiance and I attempted to give her $200 in which she could have put towards the check. She said she didn't want anything to do with it. Yeah. She gave us the number to call whoever the financial company that was dealing with the check. They didn't want to deal with us because it was her check. So we definitely tried.
Well, you're making payments now on the car, aren't you?
No, I don't have the car anymore.
Where is it?
It got totaled in an accident.
When?
Last July.
You think I should believe everything you're telling me?
I don't have a reason to lie.
Go ahead.
I also like to say, this is my cousin, Miss Epps is my cousin. I went to her house. We did the best we could, honestly.
No, you didn't. You did the best you could. You were driving around in a car that she paid for. The best you could is to pay her back the $2,500.
That's what I'm saying. When we realized that we weren't going to have all the money, we went to talk with her. We contacted her, and we also went to talk with her about that. I went to her with money in my hand. She said, because like she said, because she works and everything, I was under the impression that, she didn't want to deal with it. She told me to deal with it, the best way I could.
Did you ever hear the expression, no good deed goes unpunished?
Yes.
That's what happened. They are two amoral people. I was sympathetic with them at first. If he called and said, listen, we don't have the money, and you didn't get around to calling and putting a stop payment on the check, but then they went ahead and bought the car and paid for it. How long did you drive that car before it was totaled?
A year.
And during that year, if they had said, every month I'm going to give you $200, you would have had your money.
Yes.
You didn't do that, did you? Well, the answer is yes or no. Did you do that?
We wasn't allowed to. No, we wasn't allowed to, Your Honor. If I can explain to you.
No, you can't explain to me.
Okay.
You mean to tell me that if every month you put $200 in an envelope and left it in her mailbox, that she would have taken the $100 bills and thrown them away? Is that what you think? Is that what you think?
No.
What kind of work do you do?
Right now, I'm a...
What kind of work do you do?
Actually, I'm unemployed right now.
Right.
I was a custodian.
Right, you're unemployed right now. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all. Goodbye.
Bodies are excused. You may step out.
My credit was damaged.
It's my cousin. I love her.
It took away for vacations for me and my kids.
Sorry about that, too.
I apologize. I hope you can forgive me.
I can. I have no hard feelings at all.
And now the next case.
Parties on Walker versus Demby. Step forward, please.
24-year-old certified nursing assistant Latoya Walker is suing the mother of her husband's daughter, caregiver Teresa Demby, for kicking in her screen door. Teresa says she didn't do it.
Miss Walker, it is your claim that the defendant kicked in your screen door. You wanted her to pay for the damage.
Yes.
Defendant says it wasn't me. You probably did it yourself. How do you know her?
My husband has a baby by her.
Your husband. This is the husband. How long have you been married?
Maybe a couple months. We got married in March.
How old is the baby?
She's 3 now. She just had a birthday.
Who does the child live with?
Her mother.
She always lived with her mother?
No. She just got her on the 24th of May.
Prior to the 24th of May, who was she living with?
Me and him.
How long had she been living with the two of you?
Since she was 7 months.
So you were in court over a custody case?
They were.
They were. And ultimately, your daughter came to live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Father have visitation rights with the child?
No, not by the courts or anything. It's just that if he calls sometime, which he doesn't really, to see
So
her.
he doesn't have a visitation order?
No.
When did this door incident take place?
On April 24th of this year.
At that time, you were involved in the court case, is that right?
I had put in a motion then. A motion was put in.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
You were involved in court. And the child was living with you.
Yes.
So tell me what happened.
So she called that morning and she asked me, was Shaniqua there? I told her no. So she found out I was lying because the baby was there.
Why did you lie to her?
Because she hasn't been coming to get her for her weekends, and I just felt that I didn't want her to, I don't think that she should have seen her. We always get her ready to go with her mom. She'll never show up when she's supposed to. When she do show up, she's late. She bring her back late.
So you lied to her and told her that the
Yeah,
baby
I told
was...
her that the baby was at her grandfather's house, her great-grandfather's house.
What happened next?
So she figured out that I was lying because I guess she went to the great-grandfather's house and she called me and she asked me did I have a problem with her. And I said no, but I got a problem the way you treat Shaniqua. And she said, what you mean you got a problem the way? She was like, wait a minute, I'll be right over.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. LaToya Walker says her husband's ex-girlfriend, Teresa Demby, kicked in her screen door. Teresa says LaToya lied about the whereabouts of her child.
Go ahead.
So she came over, we exchanged words, you know.
Where was she and where were you when you exchanged words?
At my door, because my screen door don't have the part where you could talk through. It's just like the glass up top. So I had to open it a little bit just to even to talk to her.
So?
Then she started calling my husband names, a liar, and, you know, calling him names, assaulting him and all this stuff. So I said, well, the conversation is closed. I'm not going to let you talk to my husband like that, you know.
Where was he?
He was at the doctor's that day.
So he wasn't home?
No, he wasn't home.
So she was just bad-mouthing your husband to you? Okay, next.
So then I said, well, I don't want to talk to you because at the time my baby woke up and everything. So I just said, I don't want to talk to you no more. I'm shutting my screen door. Shut my screen door. And she slammed it. She said, I'll shut your screen door because she was holding it, you know, talking. And then she was like, matter of fact, I'm going to kick your screen door. So she started kicking it and I started laughing. And I said, and I got on the phone and I called 911. And she said, call your husband, call your husband. She think I was calling him. I was really calling the cops.
Did they come? Did
Yes.
they arrive? You have a report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? So she kicked the door?
Yes.
And then she left?
Yeah, she left when she, you know, realized I was talking to the cops because I was looking at her tag number.
Anything happened as a result of this complaint?
Well, I had filed another complaint, but apparently I was at the wrong court because their judgment was that we needed mediation to deal with the baby.
Okay, I'm not talking about the baby. I'm talking about this
So
vandalism complaint. Okay, do you have pictures of the door?
Yes.
And do you have an estimate for the damage?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
All right, how you doing? First of all, I seen Mr. Walker, my daughter's father, that day, and he said that Shaniqua was home to give her a phone call. So I gave Shaniqua a phone call, and she answered the phone. I said, can I speak to Shaniqua? She said, Shaniqua's not here. Shaniqua's at her grandfather's home. So I goes to the grandfather home. Shaniqua wasn't there. So I called her from the grandfather home, and I asked her, I said, what? I said, do you have a problem with me? And she said, no, I have a problem with the way you treat your daughter. And I said, what do you mean? So we exchanged words on the phone, but I never went out to her home. So then the next time I really seen these people was when I went there with the police to get my daughter after the custody hearing that he did not show up at. It's all basically over. She doesn't like my daughter. My daughter's only 2 years old. She was abusing my child, and I wasn't going to let my child stay there and be abused. So this is what this is all over. A 2-year-old girl that he has a baby by me first and not her. So she made it her business to go out and have a baby. Fine, fine and dandy. So, you know, you mistreating my child. Every time I turn around, you
Listen
miss.
to me.
Yes?
Listen to me.
I don't know anything about the screen door.
The police report was made on the same day as this incident, on the 24th. On the 24th, the child was still living with them.
Mm-hmm.
Common sense would indicate to me that you were pretty angry when you went over to the grandfather's house and found that your child wasn't there.
100%.
Right. And then what you expect me to believe is that you didn't go over to the house to confront her about lying to you. That's what you want me to believe.
Well, basically, you're going to believe what you want to believe. But
No,
what
I'm just asking.
I went back to my home where I live at in Clementon, which we was already in municipal court for this case. When she came to municipal court, she had no pictures of the door. That's why the judge threw it out.
Listen to me. It's not what I'm saying to you.
Okay, what are you saying?
You want me to believe that after she gave you the runaround and said that Shaniqua is not at her house, the grandfather's house, first she lied to you, then she sent you on a wild goose chase to go and find your daughter where your daughter wasn't visiting. You want me to believe that you just merely accepted that and went home?
I just want you to believe the truth. That's what happened.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $324, which is the amount to fix the door. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They just mad because they can't abuse my daughter anymore, and she's a liar. That's it.
She got history of all that kind of stuff. I'm not here to make her look bad, because she just made herself look bad.
He come to me complaining about his wife. She's just jealous because I got his first child.
He's always going to be the baby's father. There's always going to be his baby mom, and that's it.
He's not allowed to see my child. He's not going to see her, and she's not going to be around her, and I have no reason to go around them ever again in life.
Take care of your child in the beginning. You ain't got to go do stuff like that.
Stay away from people like them.
Woo! Be a mom.
Your two children came to marry your cousin.
He was, in fact, cheating on me.
You married his cousin.
His brother.
That's not him, is it?
That's him right there, yes, ma'am.
I would make a beeline for the door.
This is Judy Justice. Godwin Onyebujo is suing his child's mother, Deanna Williams, for assault, false arrest, and parking tickets.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 3058, Onyebujo versus Williams.
Thank you. Mr. Onyebujo, you have one child with the defendant
Yes, Your Honor.
and one on the way.
I'm not sure if it's mine yet, Your Honor.
Well, she says it's yours. And you were, in fact, living together.
At the time, not right now.
You were living together from when to when?
From January this year till about April.
So the one child that you have together was conceived when you were not living together?
We're living together. The first child we had, we're living together at my parents.
And how long were you living with your parents?
About throughout the whole time, my daughter was born.
When was that?
May 12, 2018. She was born.
How long were you living with her at your parents' house?
We're living together the whole time before we moved out.
Give me the time frame. How many years? From when to when?
5 years, about 5 years. Sorry. Yeah,
So that would be from 2013 to 2018, or from 2018 to 2023?
2018 to 23.
So you've been constantly living together?
Yeah, we
both
will.
at your parents' house and then in this apartment that you leased?
Yeah, between those times, we moved out together to Long Beach, but we moved back in with my parent as well. So
Fine. So you moved back and forth, but you've been together with her since 2018?
yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
When did she marry your brother? In what year?
It's my cousin, not my brother.
Just a second.
Okay.
Actually, it's who?
It's my cousin, not my brother.
Your cousin?
Yes.
When did she marry your cousin?
I think it had to be 20...
When did you marry his cousin?
In February 2018.
Were you living together at the time she married your cousin?
No, we weren't.
And in what month did you start living with him at his parents' house?
About after I had my daughter, May 14th, 2018.
Well, clearly you were with him before you moved into his parents' house.
Yes.
Because if your daughter was born, you know, I'm not really good in math, but clearly you were together, even if you weren't living with his parents, when you married his cousin.
His brother.
You say his brother, he says his cousin, his relative.
It's his brother.
And where was his relative?
In Nigeria.
Is he now here?
Yes.
And are you in the process of divorcing?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not him, is it?
That's him right there, yes.
Oh, that would be you right there.
Yes, ma'am.
I would make a beeline for the door. No, sit down. All right. Okie dokie. It is your claim that the defendant assaulted you on several occasions. You're going to tell me when. That in addition to her assaulting you, she vandalized your home during your last argument.
Yes, Your Honor.
By throwing grease on the kitchen walls from a fry pan.
Yes, Your Honor.
That you purchased a car that allegedly was supposed to be her car, but it's in your name because you had better credit, according to her. that after this breakup, she took the car. And while she had the car, she racked up hundreds of dollars in parking tickets or other toll fines.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've subsequently taken back the car.
No, Your Honor. I purchased a car. She never has a job. I work 2 jobs.
Could you just answer my question? Did you subsequently take back the car?
The vehicle is mine, Your Honor. I took it back, Your Honor. Yes, yes.
Just answer. You took it back from her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you're suing her for the tickets that you racked up on the car because the car is in your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
She says, no, you're violent. You assaulted her. Oh, and you're also suing her for false arrest. A lot going on here. You're suing him because you say he abused you, and it was really your car. It was just in his name, as I said, because he had a better credit score. You didn't address the parking fines, but you want something for this car. Okay, just for my own information, Miss Williams, your daughter is now 5?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're expecting another?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a massage therapist.
For whom?
I'm just on my own. I just graduated.
So you're not doing it yet?
No, but I've been...
Just a second. Did you file income tax returns last year?
Yes.
How much did you earn last year when you filed your income tax returns? You personally? Just be very careful.
Yeah.
How much did you claim that you earned if you filed income tax?
Well, I had a W-2. I was previously working at the DMV.
And how much did you earn?
About 25 to 30K.
Okay. Let's get to the assaults that you reference, sir, in your complaint. We're going to do assaults first. When was the first assault?
It was in February 2023.
I don't want to get to the first assault because after February 2023, you moved back together.
Yeah, temporary.
Just a second.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim you were assaulted. You went to the hospital. You had broken ribs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Police were called, and you weren't together at that time. She left the house.
Yes, Your Honor, because she has a restraining order.
You filed a restraining order against her. But then you invited her back to the house in March.
I never invited her. She came back to the house, and I never...
Just a second.
Yes.
When she came back in March, did she come back in March and stay for a period of time? Just be careful.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're going to...
Yes, Your Honor.
We're not going to play a mind game here, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
She came back.
Yes, Your Honor.
You agreed that she could come back.
Yeah, because her name is on the lease. I can't kick her out. Yes, Your
Not
Honor.
because her name may be on the lease. You couldn't kick her out. Did you sleep with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sleep with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's not on a lease anywhere because she's married to your brother. Do you understand?
My cousin, Your Honor.
Cousin. Okay. Do you understand? So you invited her back to the house after this assault. And in the law, you know what we call that? Condonation. Well, it was an assault, but you forgave her because you invited her back to the house.
She has no place to go. I had to let her.
I don't, listen, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If you say she came back because she was on the lease, she had no place to go, that would make you altruistic. Sleeping with her is a different situation. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So all 3 were true. She was on the lease.
Yes, Your Honor.
She had no place to go.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you slept with her.
Yes, Your Honor.
There we go. That's called condonation. That may be an expensive condonation for you, but it's condonation. Now, so she moves back in March, and what's next?
She moved back in March, and we had an incident where I gave my daughter my phone, and she takes the phone from her, and she kept going through my phone while I was sleeping because I worked 2 jobs. In between those times,
Just a second. So she took your phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she looked through your phone.
Yeah, she does that frequently. Well, most of the time she does.
I don't care. Every woman does the same thing. Men do it too. So she looked through your phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what did she find?
She said she found a lady that bought a car from me because I sold the car to a friend of hers. She said I was talking to her, and she got mad over me talking to her.
Just a second. So she found that you were talking to another lady.
Yes, Your Honor. That's her friend.
Just a second. Don't explain yourself to me, sir. I'm still trying to figure out the brother-cousin.
We were...
Godwin Onyebujo claims his child's mother, Deanna Williams, assaulted him and had him falsely arrested. Deanna is countersuing, claiming Godwin assaulted her multiple times.
Okay. When she looked through the phone, where were you?
I was laying down in the bedroom.
This was in March?
Yes, Your Honor.
March what?
I think it was March 28th.
And you were lying down, and?
She kicked down the door, and she came into the room, and she hit me in the upside the head with a perfume bottle.
Not the phone.
No, not the phone. Because my daughter had the phone. I thought my daughter had the phone, but when she came into the room, she kept asking me, "Who was that? Were you talking to this person?" And I said, "Yeah, but nothing sexual or nothing like bad about my conversation with her." But she was mad about it, because she got aggressive. So she hit me upside the head with a perfume bottle, punched me in the eyes, and she ran out the door with my daughter.
This was March 28th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you treated for that anywhere?
No, I wasn't, Your Honor.
Did you take any photographs of it?
The police did.
May I see them?
I don't have it right now, man.
The police were called?
They were called because I went to work that day. Because as soon as the incident happened, she took my phone, she ran out the door, so I couldn't call the police. So I went straight to work. So they came to my job to arrest me that she had scratched herself, because after they released me, she told me that she did that because she thought she was going to get arrested for hitting me.
Because she had a prior restraining order?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened to that case?
It's dismissed.
Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
I have evidence. Yeah.
I was never notified. Just from what he told me, the case was dismissed.
Well, why don't you tell me what happened, your version of what happened on March 28th? March 28th, you were looking in his phone. You were looking in his phone. Listen to me, be very careful. March 28th, you were looking in his phone.
It was March 29th.
March 29th, you were looking at his phone. And?
I was looking in his phone. I found messages and cash apps of him sending another woman money.
Now, in what room in the apartment were you when you were looking at the phone?
So this incident is not related to what he's talking about. That was the night before.
That's March 28th?
No, March 29th. This incident happened on March 30th. So previously, the night before, I had found the messages. I had questioned him about it. He said it wasn't anything. He wasn't doing anything, blah, blah, blah. The next day, which was a Thursday, I was in the bedroom. Mr. Onyebajor was in the living room with my daughter. We were texting back and forth, talking, when he disclosed to me that he was in fact cheating on me with an acquaintance of mine. I wouldn't call her a friend, and that she was pregnant. I have the text message.
You have those text messages?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct, sir? That's either a yes or a no. She says she has the text messages.
Your Honor, no, because she has my phone.
Just a second. May I see the text message?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. Did you write in a text message to her, listen to me, that you were having a relationship, I didn't finish the question yet, in substance, you were having a relationship with someone else, and the person was now pregnant with your child?
I never wrote, no, Your Honor.
Okay, may I see it, please?
She has my phone the whole time.
May I see it? Before I look at this, sir, I'm going to give you one more chance. Were you having a relationship with someone else prior to March 28th?
No.
Yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Did another woman advise you that she was pregnant with your child?
No, Your Honor, I don't have a child.
You go.
Your Honor, I also have the messages between him and her.
Just a second.
Excuse me.
Yep, because you don't take it out of my wallet. Referring to this other woman. Wow, finally you're a man and admit that. How long have you been with her? Your response, she's pregnant too. Over 1 year.
Your Honor, she has my phone. Whatever.
Just a second. Just watch this time. The car is, it says cat. I assume it means car is going to be taken away. You better run this time. You threatening me? You can't take the car. I have a contract. You say she's a better person than you will ever be. I'm going to take that car away and give it to her. Does that sound familiar to you? Stop waving. That sound familiar to you?
No, Your Honor, I never.
What do you mean no? That's from your phone.
She has access to she takes my phone and take off with it. She makes up all these stories.
I'm talking about your phone, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. She has my phone. Majority of the time, she has my phone. She texts random.
So you mean she was texting from her phone and then back and forth to herself and your phone, and she was creating this?
There's a possibility.
What's the name? What's the name of the woman?
Jennifer Velez. I have text messages between them also.
May I see them, please?
Of course, ma'am.
Okay, so what happens is when she gets your phone, she's able to make copies of what your conversations are, not only with her, but with Jennifer. Do you understand?
I don't have no, that's her friend. I don't have no relationship with her friend. They were friends. I sold the car to her, that was it.
I don't know whose messages these are.
The gray is her, and then the green is him. And those are the messages from her to him, asking him for money, telling him to delete the messages.
Okay, so now we're at March 28th, 29th, and 30th, somewhere around there. You're up.
Yes, ma'am. So I was in the bedroom, he was in the living room. That's when we were exchanging those text messages, when he had admitted that he was in fact cheating on me and the woman was pregnant. When I received those text messages, I kind of put me into a panic attack.
You got angry.
Yeah, I got angry. I was kind of hyperventilating. I was like, you know.
Got it.
Yes, ma'am. So I was in the bedroom with the door locked. He came to the bedroom door, started banging on it, telling me to let him in. I did not open the door. I continued crying pretty hysterically. And that's when he proceeded to break through the door. He entered into the bedroom and immediately started assaulting me. He was hitting me. I was sitting on the edge of the bed. He grabbed me by my hair. He just kept...
Did you seek medical assistance?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the medical report?
I have the police report.
Who did you seek medical treatment from?
So I went to the hospital.
Just a second. Let me see the report from the hospital.
I don't have that.
It doesn't help me.
I don't have that with me.
And it doesn't help me.
Okay.
Then it doesn't help me. Says she ultimately refused being transported to the hospital.
Yes, because
Not because. That's what it says.
No, yeah. I drove myself. I didn't want to go on.
I don't know that because you don't have a report. You want to tell me how it came about that the mother of your two children, one and one to be, how she came to marry your cousin?
I didn't know about that at first.
Godwin Onyebujo has accused his child's mother, Deanna Williams, of assaulting him and lying to the police. Deanna claims she was the one assaulted.
Now, you left the hospital prior to treatment. Is that right?
Yes.
Just say yes or no. Yes, you left the hospital prior to treatment. Can I see what happened with this case? You were arrested.
Yeah, I was arrested.
You were arrested on this case, and that's the false arrest that you have.
False arrest, yes,
that's the false arrest that you have. May I please see the district attorney's write-up on that, or whatever you have that indicates the case was dismissed?
I think it's one of them. Okay, sorry. Let me double check on.
And while you're looking through documents, I'd like to see proof of the tickets that she got.
This was dismissed.
This incident occurred in April.
That's the last one she got arrested, when she broke the wall.
No. I understand.
Oh, that's a dismissal?
I'm talking about the dismissal.
It's right there, Your Honor.
Yeah, the city attorney decided that they were not going to prosecute this case and advised you that there was no need to report to court to answer the charges. All right, then I want you to tell me what happened in this April incident when she damaged your kitchen. I'm going to go from one to the other. You went back to the apartment after all this happened. You went back to the apartment in April. What for?
To pick up my clothes. Mr. Onyebujo said he had them in bags on the front porch.
And what happened when you got there?
When I got there, I contacted the police.
Why?
So they could meet me there so it could be a peaceful exchange. The dispatcher, I told...
Don't tell me what they told you or you told them. You got to the house.
I got to the house. The door was open.
Just a second. Were there bags on the porch?
No, ma'am, there was not.
Okay. The door was open in April. Now, you had, according to you, this violent attack in March. Stop looking through your papers. You had this violent incident in March.
Yes.
So you go back to the house, and you walked into the house because the door was open.
Yes.
And then what happened?
I started to collect my things.
How did you start to do that?
I went into the kitchen, and I was getting my things.
What things?
My blender, my...
No, that's not your clothes, madam.
Well, I had...
That's not your clothes.
Okay.
You said, I wanted to get my clothes, and he was going to put them in a bag. Now, you opened the door, you went into the kitchen, and you started to take, that's what you just told me.
The door was open.
The door was open. You went into the kitchen and started to take your things. What things? I started to take my blender.
All of my things.
Just a second. I don't know whose things they are, madam. You started to take things that weren't your clothes.
Okay.
And then what happened?
And then the brother saw me and told Mr. Onyebujor, who was in the restroom, that I was there.
And?
I started to quickly get out of the kitchen.
How did you do that?
I went to grab the stuff and I went out.
So you went to leave the kitchen with the stuff from the kitchen?
The blender, yes.
The blender. And?
Mr. Onyebujor came out of the bathroom and he attempted to take my phone. He lunged at me to take my phone. He had his hands.
Just a second, I thought, what was your phone there for? You had the blender.
I had the blender like this and I had my phone like this.
Go ahead. So we went to take the phone.
So I dropped the blender and I'm fighting to take my phone back from him. I believe he was trying to take my phone away.
I don't know what he was trying to do, madam.
Yeah, he was trying to take my phone.
You were fighting back and forth with your phone. You dropped the blender and?
So then there by the stove there was a frying pan. I picked up the frying pan to I was gonna hit him. He backed off. I ran out of the apartment with nothing but my phone.
And no clothes.
No clothes.
Well, you came for your clothes. You should have taken your clothes.
Yeah, I'm kind of, just with everything going on, I was just very emotionally distraught and.
Okay, fine. Now, were you driving the car when this ticket came in? Notice date April the 3rd. Is this the only ticket that you have?
That's the only one I could get out, but she has 2 more tickets.
Well, I don't know if she has or not, sir, because that's evidence. And evidence is the only thing that I work on. This is an old ticket, madam.
Yes, I paid the tickets. I have my bank statement.
Did you pay? Let me see that this ticket was paid.
Just let me know the date, please.
The citation date was November 30th, 2022.
And the notice date was...
And you parked in disabled parking.
No, Your Honor, that was him. He took the vehicle up to the mall, and that was him. That was his ticket.
You want to know something? You know how much I don't care? I actually think that the two of you deserve each other.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to tell me how it came about that the mother of your 2 children, one and one to be, how she came to marry your cousin?
I didn't know about that at first. We went to Africa before he started talking to him, because at that time we're not together. We separate many times, many occasions, because sometimes we'll break up and she'll go back to her ex. It's always in and out of jail. So and like I said, she has a previous.
How many times, Miss Williams, have you been to Africa?
Twice.
When?
February 2018.
And what did you go there for?
We went there to marry his brother.
And tell me what the circumstances were.
The circumstances were Godwin, persuaded me.
This is Godwin?
This is Godwin, yes, ma'am. My boyfriend. We were never broken up. Persuaded me to marry his brother so he could be able to come over here.
Oh.
And did you?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he come over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and he's here.
And he's here.
Prior to February of 2018, had you ever met his cousin brother?
No, ma'am.
Okay, your case is dismissed, sir. So's yours. We're done here. You deserve each other.
This court is adjourned.
I thought it wasn't fair because I think she just know how to manipulate the system.
I mean, she's fair.
She's a pathological liar.
He's I would say a Nigerian scammer, and I was scammed, but I allowed myself to be.
She's never want to make changes for better for herself. She always want to just have a way in every situation.
He's narcissistic, he's a sociopath, he's just honestly the worst person, and anybody who comes in contact with him should run.
We fell in love over the phone, we started talking, we got connected.
I'm divorcing him.
She's just swimming full of lies, she's like a habitual liar, she just loves to lie, and she can't change that about her.
I hope he continues denying my son, and I can just go on and be happy without him, because he's horrible.
I think the key takeaway of that is if you're going to commit a federal crime, don't subject yourself to a court's jurisdiction. Just sign away. Yep. Okay. That seems like a terrible one-step thinking plan.
You're absolutely right.
They thought that you wanted to hear squabble between his side, her side, arguing, fighting, multiple instances of what they call assault, when the underlying factor is there was a major federal crime committed here.
I don't know why
So
they would subject themselves. You're absolutely right.
Oh, man.
Foolish.
Is suing his ex-wife, Ana Maravilla, for vandalism and assault.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 3061, Maravilla versus Maravilla.
Mr. Maravilla,
Yes, Your Honor.
you and the defendant are now divorced. You have one child.
That's correct, Your Honor.
How old is the child?
He's 3. He's going to be 4.
And who has primary custody of that child?
She does.
Is that pursuant to the judgment of divorce?
We have a custody agreement where...
This is what you allege in your petition. You allege that it took a while to enforce your visitation with your son, and during the first exchange, where you were supposed to have him for a weekend,
Correct.
that the defendant keyed your car.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You went to her home to pick up the child,
Yes, that's correct.
and your petition says that either you or your former wife put him in his car seat.
Correct.
Who put him in his car seat?
I put him in the car.
No, I put it in the car.
You put him in the
Yes.
car? Okay. And then, for some reason, you took him out of the car seat.
Yes.
Tell me why you took him out of the car seat.
It was my first weekend. I was not going to sleep with him, spend the night. So I was kind of sad. So I came 5 minutes early. So I told his dad, like, is that okay? Can I give you a hug? And he started like, no, screaming to me and like, say like, no, it's already had to go. And that's why like, he like, okay, you want to give you a hug? Take it to the car. That's why I take it off to the car.
You took him out of the car. You do know that your hysteria was traumatic for a 3-year-old. Yes, putting him in his father's car, and if he hadn't been away from you, that's traumatic for a child. So now he's in the car and he's in his car seat. Nobody says he's crying. Nobody says he's hysterical. You say, I want to give him one more hug and take him out of the car seat just to give him one more hug.
No, he was crying. He was crying. He was like, and I was talking to him, like, say, you're gonna go with daddy. You need to understand that's your daddy weekend. Daddy love you, and daddy need to spend time with you, and mommy love you, and then you need to spend time with mommy. So I was talking to him and explaining him.
How long had it been since his father had him for the weekend?
He was here every week, and then call him every day, but like nothing like to go to take it to his house to spend the night.
Why?
Because when we separate, we got agreement. We got agreement that he can see him every day. So he has issues. He has.
He can see him every day. That's what you said. But he wanted to take him. Did he have to go to court for an order of visitation?
Yes.
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 Okay.
But because
so the answer is yes. So, okay. So now you take him out of the car, and you say that it was at that point that she keyed the car.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Tell me what you saw.
I did get there early. I picked him up. She wanted to take him out of the car for 5 minutes. I said, take him out. As soon as she takes him out, I hear something loud, like a scrape, and I looked around back, and there was a big scrape on my
chest. You have a photograph of it?
I also have a video of it. The Tesla recorded it.
I want to see that. But the police were called. You called the police.
Correct.
And the police arrived, Ms. Maravilla, and you told the police that you would pay for the damage.
I didn't. I just got intimidated because...
You already told me. I'm just letting you know. You swore in your answer that you told the police that you would pay for the damage.
Yeah, I was...
That's what you swore in your... You said, I was intimidated. I was... Because he said, I want to press charges.
Yes.
And then they convinced him that if she says she'll pay for the damage, will you drop the charges? He said yes.
Yes, but I mean, I didn't.
I don't care.
I know, but it was not my. It
was not mine.
I know.
Okay, now I'll see the video.
Okay.
Is this the video of that day?
That's correct, Your Honor. So I'm right there. She's.
Just a second. I can see.
Sorry.
I just want to see the video.
This is the second video, Your Honor.
No, I don't want to look. I want to go back to the other one. Now go slowly, frame by frame. Slowly, frame by frame. There's the hand, her hand on the car. Absolutely.
I don't.
Absolutely. I don't care what you see. That's what I see.
I have the police report, Your Honor.
Can
also.
I see the police?
And the key.
I don't see. I just closed the door. I don't see anything like I did with. Yeah, I don't see anything. I just see like I was closing the door.
This is the police report. Anna admitted that you may have accidentally scratched the door.
I got intimidated. Honestly,
I don't care whether you were
it was
intimidated.
20 police around me, and then he was trying to put charges on me. So I said, like, okay, I pay him.
Good. And you're going to pay him. May I see the bill for the scratched door? Oh, and there's the scratch on the car. Did you have it fixed?
No, yeah, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because she said she was going to pay for damages.
Okay. The next thing that you're suing her for is for an assault.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Tell me what happened.
She was doing a pickup at my house. I usually park across from her, so keep our distance. She crossed the street to come to me. She yelled at me because I gave her a check with her maiden name.
That's not true.
Just a second. You gave her a support check, and the last name that you put on the check was what?
Her single name, so Sanchez.
Not her married name.
Right. So I told her I was going to go get it. She didn't want to let me go.
That's not
I had dropped off my son to her. She came at me in an aggressive way, so I took out my phone to record. As soon as she saw that I was going to record, she tried to grab my phone. I moved it. She didn't grab my phone, but she did hit me scratch me on the back. That was also caught on camera.
I'd like to see it. Oh, that's the check? Is that what's in the hand?
That's correct.
Yeah, you can't do that, Miss Marvea.
I know, but he was recording me. He's not allowed to record me.
Just a second. You don't understand. You can't do that. If he didn't have this record, you would tell me a whole different story. You can't do that.
He's not allowed to record me.
I'm telling you, you can't do that. You can't put your hands on somebody.
I'm not putting. He says he was recording me, and then I just dropped with my hands. He's like, "Juan,
you don't seem to understand me." And if you don't say I understand you, that I can't put my hands on somebody, you may complain, madam, that he's not allowed to record you, and you may take that case someplace which they're going to dismiss. But you can't put your hands on another person, ever.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. You want to watch it again?
No, I didn't, but it was not because he was recording me.
Is there something wrong with you?
I know, I understand
Is there something wrong with you? You can't put your hands on somebody.
Claims his ex-wife, Ana Maravilla, keyed his Tesla and assaulted him. Ana is countersuing Alejandro for filing a false restraining order.
If he put his hands on you when you were defending himself, yes, of course, you have to defend yourself. He didn't put his hands on you at all. And you did come to him in an aggressive way. You came with a check. He gave, let's play it again, Sam. There's the check. He's getting your son. Now the son is out of the car, showing you the check with the wrong name. Why did you do it with the wrong name? You can't do that. You have photographs of the scratch?
I don't, Your Honor. I do have the police report.
I'd like to see it.
They granted me a temporary restraining order also.
Did it become final?
No, it didn't. They wasn't approved according to the judge. And I have the, when I filed also.
Just a second. According to the police report, you had 2 small scratches on your neck.
That's correct, Your Honor. But this is an ongoing thing when our exchanges are for our custody. And it's always in front of our son. And I don't think that's right.
Okay. Now, you want money for attorney's fees, lost wages for filing a false restraining order. What was the false restraining order?
Because he put my restraining order and it was like they denied him.
I just saw you assaulted.
But it's something behind that. Like, he insulted me too. I had texts that he texted me that he didn't care. I was on the middle to the traffic that day.
Just a second. It's very simple. To pick up the child, you were late. He did, in fact, take the child from the car, and the child was walking towards you. He didn't withhold the child from you, gave you as he was supposed to, returned the child to you. You had no right to put your hands on him.
I know. Good. He haven't paid me child support and babysitter for almost a year. Right now he's mad because child support is taking the money away from his account.
Well, I'm telling you, it sounds to me like you're a perpetual victim in your own mind. Listen, going through a divorce is always a difficult situation. Going through a divorce when there's a child is even more difficult.
It is.
What you're supposed to do is love your child more than you hate each other. Now, what I have to ask you is, do you work?
Yes.
And you have a bank account?
Yes.
In what name is the bank account?
Partners.
What name is the bank account?
Ana Maravilla.
Now, you've been married 3 years and you're divorced. In the divorce, were you able to go back to your maiden name, or did you want to go back to your maiden name?
Because we haven't filed the divorce, I can.
Is the divorce final?
No.
Your Honor, it's just.
Oh, just a second.
It's just.
So the divorce is not final yet?
No.
They just need to sign it. Their
I don't care whether he has to sign it, whether somebody has to put a blood imprint on it. The question is the divorce final?
No.
No. Okay. So you, sir, not smart to put the child support check in the name Sanchez. It's irritating. You shouldn't do it. You still can't put your hands on somebody.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. Your counterclaim is dismissed. We're done.
This court is adjourned.
I think she made the right choice. I'm like, the evidence speaks for themselves.
I mean, maybe it was with like before, but he was blaming me and I didn't.
She's obviously not all there. I'm trying to keep a good relationship with her because we have a son together.
Like working out, like get like co-parenting.
Hope that she can see that she's wrong and that she just moves on from this and gets a better relationship with me and her.
Mother's best advice always was, you can't put your hands on someone else's body. And I think that people really discount. They think they're in a relationship, they're in a marriage, their brother, their sister, whatever. You put your hands on somebody, you're going to pay for that.
Well, then it's an assault. And I don't know the law. I really don't know the law, which is something you're going to look up later, as to whether you're in a public place and you video someone in a public place and you're not doing it for commercial reasons, you're doing it sort of in a protective way.
Sure.
I don't know that there's any prohibition against that.
I'll look into it, but just from my common sense, I feel when you're in a public place, at least my personal practice is to assume that anyone in a public place.
السلام علیکم دوستو نه پښتو ته راوړم نو اختر مونږ خو زبردست خسور کې وشولو نو قدیمه تراوی منځونه څنګه
دا د مو ملګری پکې لاندې ښکته شو کوشو رکوع ته لاړو هغه په تکبیر وخت کې
زبردست یار ویری ګډ نو ډېر په مشکل ما خندا کنټرول کړې وه نو تاسو پکې کوم هغه کې تراو کې ورای کې ویرانې کړي یار صاحب
रास्ता बना सो एक बार की शाहीन पीछे बैठे रुकू के इंतजार में
او بدقسمتی سره ما یو تروام پکې نه دی کړی باقي سره د فیملی بو
شیا کتک بم لاړې
News.